down here, Merc.
And so it begins. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Who goes there?
A game which I did play the demo version just to see that is this worth getting, and it told me it is. Yeah, I know. You're that.
Coming with us.
No, I am not.
Think so. Not bad.
Yep. And also while I was they did which is I find it really nice that they did some slight alterations from the demo, of course, and of course from the original one as well.
Who in the hell? Hands where I can see them.
Yeah. And of course, not seeing that this is completely new, and judging by the demo also, as this one, the game has been remade completely. Yeah.
Enough of this.
Yeah. And of course you can, and actually it took me some learning about how the gameplay works, about the general more actiony gameplay style. It was like they got into the much more the actiony gameplay, and of course the fact that there's the.
You got this.
Yeah, what he said.
The more actiony gameplay of working much more action-like,
Can't get surrounded. Nope.
which makes the game much more. It feels completely new.
All right.
You can change your stances to a defensive. You can do stances, which is really nice. I would say quite interesting. But you get you have stances, and you have this active battle system and dodges, which might feel a bit like Dark Souls, but it isn't, as you do have the menu commands and all that. And from the graphical style still cannot be underestimated. That it's absolutely gorgeous. And of course the fact that the Cloud still has that absolutely ginormous giant sword, which should something like weight like 20 kilos or something.
So what's Soldier Boy's deal? Is he one of us now? He's got balls, this, what was his name again?
Cloud Strife.
Right.
And he isn't a soldier anymore. Still, he's a professional, unlike the rest of us. I'm glad to have him.
This is a one-time gig. When it's done, we're done.
It's really strange to look at that when it's Wedge is that choppier guy that maybe I should remove these subtitles from the basic.
Or even the same...
There's Barrett, man with the not mohawk anymore. Originally he had much more Mr. T mohawk. Now he's got a bit of redesign.
Come on, nobody do something this crazy just for money. They may not think you're a true believer, but you know what I think?
Not interested.
What?
And I really like that they slightly tuned down the sheer outrageousness of Cloud's hair.
Wedge.
It still has the anime style spikiness in it, but now it looks like much more plausible spikiness, which could be done by a huge amount of dirt
Every
or.
last gill.
And I do remember that. Do they use the same voice act? Are they still using the same? Do they use the same voice actors from the Advent Children, which was the animated sequel for this game? Oh, damn, that looks awesome. And that site was already in the original, and when I saw it that site at its original form over 20 years ago, it was absolutely gorgeous. It just left me awestruck. Even though I already saw an image of it before. But this giant sword Cloud's carrying is just a... Oh damn! It got me right in the ass side. Abilities... Braver... Yeah, use the limit break attack.
Not bad.
Oh yeah, once you beat the enemies, you get experience points and all that kind of niceties. Oh, I did game good. And of the fact that the sites which were originally shown in the static site are now shown in a complete 3D, makes it look completely different. Meaning that I am, what do you say? It just, it looks completely new. And it is, which is good. Over 20 years of technical evolution has most likely done a lot. But it's really interesting to know that this kind of huge sword. Okay, you would really need a superhuman strength to carry these. But then again, even in the game, it is mentioned that soldiers that Cloud belongs to are superhuman. So that makes sense. But
This way.
But he still appears quite scrawny.
Not so fast. We've got company.
Well, of course, knowing that is how the story bits go, I wonder how do they make any real switch stance. And once you get the thing to pressure, and then you can just use your menu to swipe them real big that time. Spell, fire.
Burn. No holding back. Here it comes.
Focus thrust. And it's a real nice in this battle system is that even if you don't have any action to pull off because of the ATB gauge, you still can do your basic attack swipes, meaning and maneuver, meaning you don't get so helpless. And seeing that this game does mean you have to switch around.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Sorry, security guard, but you know you're just a hired hand. So if you would have been smart during this day, you would have just decided to not be around. Potions, and judging by what was in the demo, it's gonna get much more difficult. This feels much more difficult than the original one. But then again, this plays completely different. Yeah, this is familiar place. But as it's shown from completely different angle, it is completely different. Alright, and that's
may attack on command, but I hear they make good guard dogs too. Bet you've seen a few reactors. So how do we get to the bridge above Mako storage? Ain't holding out on me, are you? Stamp scared to bite the hand that fed him? Or is he a loyal little doggy? Have it your way, Mutt. We can do this with you, or we can do this without you.
Different reactor, different layout. Depends when it was built. Never seen one like this, but I'll manage.
Yeah, those migraine bursts will be very important for the story.
Don't you worry. Biggs will have the door open soon.
And Barrett, he's made much more louder than he originally appeared.
3, 2, damn, I'm good.
But he does have this little kind of boisterousness, hamminess in his personality, mostly because of his history as being from the much more rough, being quite rough man from coal mining. So, and generally, Yeah.
We can take it. Make it
No.
You've got
Yeah.
this.
But you can still dash in this defensive mode, so you know you are quite diligent man. But I think I personally might say that I think that I hope they survive mostly because hey, they're just two guys doing their best job, not the most pleasant one, most likely as well. Most likely very boring and they are paid badly.
Pity no one else at command will talk to us, but what can you do? And we're good.
Careful in there.
But it's still strange. Everybody know, but I don't know this game. I don't know how much they've been able to expand this game's general visual style, about how much they're gonna make it different. But
So, you know Tifa, right? It's not really my business, but are you guys close?
Cloud! Are you ignoring me?
they also added that.
Tifa and I.
It's real nice to notice that even I played the demo, they made it a bit different, and of course I did have to do some volume adjustments even before I started recording, just to see how just to make the general style better. I wanna hear more of the great music by Master Nobuo Uematsu.
These sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir. We are currently investigating whether they belong to the same group that made the attempt on your life. Rest assured, our inquiries will not take much longer.
This pump's sole purpose is to drain the planet dry. While you sleep, while you eat, while you shit, it's here sucking up Mako. It doesn't rest, and it doesn't care. You do realize what Mako is, don't you? Mako is the lifeblood of our world. The planet bleeds green like you and me bleed red. The hell you think's gonna happen when it's all gone, huh? Answer me! You gonna stand there and pretend you can't hear the planet crying out in pain? I know you can!
You really hear that?
Damn straight I do!
Get help.
Say that again!
I'd worry less about the planet and more about the next 5 seconds. Save the screaming for later.
Yeah.
Our lives are on the line now. You listening, Merc? One false move. And that happens.
Well, so much for having Cloud do all the fighting. There are some places a sword just can't reach.
That's not a sword, that's a huge, more like a parody of a
Just
sword.
bear with him for me, would you?
About 20 kilos lump of metal with a sharpened edge. Way too heavy to be a real
Should've asked
sword.
for more money.
And the snarkiness of this game has been just... It's just been added so much, but knowing how bleak and inhospitable world they live in, not just in the fact that there's bloody monsters and all that kind of things everywhere. Yep, now Barrett's in the group.
Gonna throw your sword at him? Let the man with the gun go to work. These tin cans ain't got nothing on me.
Yep.
Now for the real show.
Yep.
Get your ass out of here.
Yep. Basic machine gunnery. And they also make it so that you really have to actually pay attention of where you are going. Yep, machine gunning.
See ya.
Alright, spell Q spell. It's really strange that they made that they gave Barrett the healing spell right at the beginning. But I guess it, in a sense, it might be quite. And of course, it's really nice to notice that the general gameplay does have. All right.
Look what we have here.
The laser security system. Great.
Those things will hurt more than your pride if you're careless. They'll cut you down to size and then some. But I'm guessing you've done this kind of thing before.
Yeah. Figure out the timing of the lasers. Then, make a move when they cycle off.
Exactly. I'll go first. Nothing like a little danger to get the blood pumping.
Hey!
Just keep those baby blues of yours on me.
Yeah, dash.
Not too shabby.
Oops, down. Oh, didn't do perfectly.
Let's see what's up next. Come on then.
Oh shit.
You're doing good, soldier. Pretty easy, right?
Nice
Oh yeah, they
job,
were in the
Cloud.
pulses.
Well, that's over with. And we're almost at our objective.
Yeah, cure spell. Yeah, they're quite handy.
Look. They don't call those things sweepers for nothing. They can wipe out a whole squad in seconds.
Not if you wipe the floor with them first.
We can take this hunk of junk.
That hunk of junk is a heavy weapons platform. If we rush in, we die.
Is that right?
Need to hit it with magic. That should give us an opening.
Fire spell
Deal with that.
and
My turn.
oh yeah.
Hey, it's not moving.
Let's pin it down. Give it all you've got.
Focus
Try
thrust.
this. Keep it together.
Need my help, do you? Bring in the heat.
Focus shots.
Of course. It just had to get back up.
So we knock it down again. No time to complain.
Yep, the enemies still however are quite much stuck.
Now's our chance. Go.
Don't need to tell me twice. I'm going to enjoy this.
Abilities, focus thrust. It's an armored thing.
Ain't gonna get away. Like that. Firing one off. You're up.
Hang back. No holding back.
Spells, fire sweepers. Yeah, it went down. Of course it went down. This is just a tutorial part.
First. Soldier wasn't going to the 20s.
What the hell you talking about? I mean your age, not your goddamn rank. Though for all I know, a soldier's rank could be the same as his age. Mm-hmm. Guess that makes you a 1-year-old, huh? Live and learn.
Knowing the story, that's actually pretty damn good. Well noticed that because Cloud's been in a unconsciousness-induced coma for long. He really can't know. And this place just looks absolutely gorgeous.
That's our target, the reactor core. Gotta set the bomb at the bottom. Let's get down there.
Yeah. Very familiar place, but seeing that this is made in the complete different visual style, it makes it a bit more harder to see. And damn, that swirling, churning green stuff down there.
Scared, huh?
More like excited. I've been dreaming about this for years.
And now he finally, yeah. Barrett is in a sense quite much of an amateur.
Hands in sight. I leave the rest in your capable hands. Good luck.
Moogle medal, what the hell is that? I don't know. Time to check. Yep. Slide down. There's more critters down there.
It's their job. Get ready.
Although I hope that...
It's over. Enough. Take the
Hello,
lead.
there's the cockroach.
Watch and learn. How'd you like that? Ain't no thing.
Yep, that...
Suck on this. Yeah. Ah!
Machine gun that beating to hell. Sentry ray.
You think if we fell in, we'd sink right down to the bottom? To the planet's core?
No. The pump would suck us back up.
Yeah. Yes, the snarkiness of this game's dialogue is quite large.
That's that.
Damn it. Feeling a bit bad.
Enough.
Basic attacks are usually quite sufficient about what you are about to get. That was the original victory tune, which you heard so many times in that game, in the original one, that you'd actually even get bored. Even it's a good piece of that kind of music, you would get bored by it. But now that was just, in a sense, brilliant. But it's actually time to end this episode at these stairs, so I can actually. So there wouldn't be too much of glitchiness, as this game plays a bit slower than the original one, but time-wise. So see you next time. Next time there will be a boss, I know.